Howdy folks, my name is Lanso90 and welcome to my tutorial video explaining the new inventory system for Cataclysm stable build point F. So, whether you're a new player or an old player, this new inventory system is probably the biggest change I've ever seen happen to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. The only thing that comes close, I'd say, is maybe the stamina system that they introduced in, I think it was point D. But even that, I would say, is not as substantial as this new inventory system is. So, what I have here is I've lined up a bunch of different clothing items. So let's take a look at our pants here first. These are some army pants. They have 6 pockets. We can see that by it says 2 pockets with this capacity, 2 pockets with that capacity, and 2 pockets with that capacity. So every single pocket in game now for all these different items, every single item that has a pocket in it, has each one individually marked now. It used to be in version like point C or, well, actually just anything point E and older. Things just had a set volume. We'll actually go take a look at that now to just review what things used to look like before we get into what they look like now. All right, welcome to the past. So we are playing Cataclysm point C here. As you can tell by the ASCII, I don't have a tile set running, and the fact that it's raining, because it basically doesn't rain in Cataclysm anymore, which is very strange. Anyway, in here, we can press I and open up our inventory and look at our volume. Got 73 volume, just a nice plain number. We have 11 of it taken up. That's very little stuff, actually. What I want you to note, for sure, is that we have a crowbar in our inventory. Hefty prying tool has a volume of 4. Has some weight to it, but that's about it. And that's basically, it's not in a pocket, because there is no pocket system back here. I don't even have a very big backpack on. I just have a messenger bag, which is a very small bag. Light and easy to wear, but doesn't offer much storage. It says it right there. It has a volume. Well, that's how much volume it takes up. But it has a storage of 20. And yeah, if we look at like our pants, I'm wearing like leather armor here. So here we go. I found a piece of I found army pants actually. So there's a direct comparison to what we saw before. Army pants, storage of 10. It says it's lined by pockets. That's just flavor text. It has a storage of 10. So everything you put on, it just adds up to your total volume carrying capacity. I'm sure you're aware of that if you're an old player, but if you're a new player, that's how the volume system used to work. It is very simple. Anything bigger, like here I have a leather backpack. You can see that has a storage of 40, so it's twice as much as my little messenger bag. And way back in like point A, it was actually important to get as much carrying capacity more than anything else in the game, even over armor or anything, because there wasn't shopping carts, but there are shopping carts in point B onward, I believe, and including this one. I think actually I have a food cart here, which is even better. But let's go back to the newest build of the game. All right, we've returned to 2021 for better or for worse. But now we can look at the army pants again and see how much more complicated the new inventory system is. For better or worse. Yeah, I think it overall has less storage capacity. I don't even think or here it is. Total capacity is, yeah, 0.3 liters or 3.4 liters. Not very much, but again, that doesn't actually matter. Because these are actually like physical space now, right? So anything that is too long to fit in the pocket will not fit in that pocket anymore. Anything that's over the weight capacity of that pocket will not fit in that pocket, even if it physically fits. And so on and so forth. So what you'll find is, remember, I was wearing probably let's put on the duffel bag here. The duffel bag, 35 liters. So this is bigger than the messenger bag. Remember, the messenger bag was 20 liters of storage. So we'll wear the duffel bag here. Now, let's go pick up a crowbar. Halligan bars, basically a crowbar. Actually, let's make sure. Let's try to keep this as accurate as possible. Here's an actual crowbar. Not enough capacity to stash the crowbar. I just picked up an empty backpack. Or I picked up an empty duffel bag. I can't fit a crowbar in it. It's too long. Take a look at the crowbar more in depth. Has a length of 23 inches. The biggest thing that can fit in the duffel bag, 21 inches. Yeah, so now, anything that's bigger than that, we can't pick up. And what you'll find is there's a lot of stuff that is really long in this game. Like planks. Planks are something that you use tons and tons of in Cataclysm. If you've ever played it before, you know this. Because you toss them in the fireplace, you build stuff out of them, so on and so forth. It's got 51-inch length. I can't carry it. I have to wield these one at a time. And then drop them off one at a time where I go. See? Or I can, you know, advance inventory sort them around, but it's pretty tedious. Anyway. So I think that item length is probably, I don't know if you want to say it's the biggest problem or if you want to say it's the biggest limiting factor when you're picking your gear. Honestly, I pick item length over any kind of other storage capacity. Like, I've been using this duffel bag in my playthrough. You can watch my playthrough if you like. It's our ongoing series right now. But I've actually been wearing this duffel bag, even though it's like a very low-level item. You can craft it with like 2 tailoring skill. Let's check that out now, actually. Tap over to armor. Oops. Armor, storage, and duffel bag. Yeah, it only requires a tailoring level of 2. So if you just put 1 point in tailoring at the start of the game, you'd be able to make this. It's a very basic piece of gear, but I wear it over the Molly Pack. Because the Molly Pack's biggest item length is 19 inches. So you saw how much we were limited by not being able to pick up like planks, crowbars. We can't pick up guns either. Any long gun is not going to fit in that bag. Imagine it being 2 more inches short. Probably going to be a lot more stuff that's going to come up that we can't wear, even though this is a freaking military backpack with 27 liters of capacity. You think, actually, the duffel bag holds more. They really kind of need to rebalance these things. Because the Molly pack should carry way more than a duffel bag, right? Anyway. So yeah, we can just look at all these other items. We'll see if they have the same thing. They'll say what pockets it has, how much can fit in each pocket, how much item length can fit in those pockets, so on and so forth. Now, there is one advantage to this new system, and it is pretty cool. It's not wield, let's wear. Slap on our duffel bag here. Now, let's pick up everything. It's going to tell us there's all sorts of stuff that we can't carry because it's too long. Yeah, so I can't carry my quarterstaff and crowbar at the same time. Bit of a pain. But now, actually a lot of this went to our SWAT armor, which kind of throws things off. That's okay. Point still stands. Our character put all the stuff into different pockets automatically. I don't really know how he specifically decides what pocket he's going to put what into. But now, if we drop our duffel bag, both the butcher knife and the meat cleaver are going in here. They're probably too big to fit in the SWAT armor is probably what's going on there. So yeah, we can just drop our duffel bag. Now, we'll see it says duffel bag with 2 items. And then it says down here, it has a butcher knife and a meat cleaver in it. So the bag still contains our stuff. Which you're going to say, well, yeah, that makes sense. But if you played Cataclysm before in the past, that's not how it works. We will actually go demonstrate that. But yeah, I can just put that back on. And now I have the meat cleaver and other thing. I don't have to pick them up manually. So this is really good in combat. I don't know if I'd be able to track down a zombie right now. But in combat, you want to have as little encumbrance as possible. You can see my torso encumbrance is at 28. So if I drop my duffel bag, that'll drop dramatically. Drop it down to 22. So you can drop your bag before combat and do a lot better in combat. And in the old builds of the game, that would mean everything in the bag would drop. Let's go demonstrate that now, actually. All right, welcome back to a more civilized era. So here we go. We've got all these cash cards, crowbars, flashlights, and everything. Let's just be sure, though, so that we can demonstrate this a little better. Let's try to limit ourselves to our messenger bag for storage capacity. So I'm going to drop my trench coat. Guess my MBR vest probably holds a lot too. So yeah, that should basically make it so only our messenger bag is our carrying capacity. So now, I step outside and drop my messenger bag so I can fight. You can see my volume up here changed. I had 34 carrying capacity. I dropped the messenger bag. I only have 6. So now my volume's red because I can't carry that much. So our character is going to drop a bunch of stuff. I don't know what happened here. He just dropped the bag and he's able to still carry his stuff. It's not supposed to happen like that. Basically, what would happen is you drop your bag, and then because you're over your volume, your character would just drop these things down here, not very heavy. Your character would drop everything in their inventory until they could carry. It'd drop like that. It'd drop all this stuff. And then, if you're like putting it back on, I can't even do Shift W because it's an old build of the game. We'll pick up the messenger bag, put it on, and then the stuff would still be there because everything got dumped out of the bag, which also takes longer, which means as you're dropping your bag, the zombies can make more progress to getting towards you. And it becomes a lot more dangerous. Let's go back to the future. Okay, so in conclusion, this new system, there's definitely some interesting things you can do, right? Because now you can put stuff, like I could grab... Let's go ahead and drop the duffel bag again. I could wear this backpack here, right? And then I could go over here, have like a bunch of stuff in this pile. I can say, okay, I want this bag to be where I put all my candles, all my flashlights, all my lighters, my matchbooks, etc., etc. And then I can just dump the backpack. And now all that stuff's in there. Now, I haven't figured out exactly how I would use this system in an interesting way. But you could basically pack up all your stuff into different little bags and do something with them. There's all sorts of things I could probably do with it. I can't think of anything in particular. I just like to spread my stuff into different little spaces. So I have everything around me, and then when I press like Shift E or something, and all the food's nearby, or if I just Shift A, I can use anything that's nearby, or if I ampersand, I can craft with anything nearby, so on and so forth. But yeah, there's probably something you can do with this news, being able to put things actually inside of bags and have them stay inside of bags. But overall, I think it makes things a lot more complicated. And, you know, the game's a lot about realism and stuff. But you gotta think, duffel bags are pretty big, right? Like, I've seen some pretty big duffel bags. Maybe this is supposed to be a really small one. But, you could put a crowbar in a duffel bag, right? Why can't the crowbar fit in a duffel bag? You could put a plank in a duffel bag, right? I think maybe if they added a system where, like, you can leave it unzipped, and then things that are longer can fit in it, but then, I don't know, if you get attacked while something's unzipped, stuff falls out, maybe? Something like that, I think, would help a lot, because it's just very annoying to have a friggin' duffel bag and not be able to put a crowbar in it, right? It makes it so the shopping cart's more important now than ever, because you'll want to put anything that's long in here. Like my crowbar, my shotgun, and stuff when I'm exploring town. Keep it in there, because I can't carry it on my person anymore if I have a melee weapon in my hands, which you're probably going to have most of the time. But that's all for this new inventory sorting system. If you have any questions about the new inventory system or any other things about Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead that you'd like me to explain, then go ahead. I'm going to be starting a new, down in the comments below, I'm going to be starting a new tutorial series here soon as Point F officially releases. This is just an experimental build of what Point F will probably look like at this point. So, yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of the new system, any questions you have about it, and I hope to see you later. See ya.